This is a great question. How do I leverage LinkedIn recommendations and endorsements to build credibility? This is what's referred to as social proof. Let me show you some ideas in the context of recommendations and endorsements on your LinkedIn profile. Now, recommendations are down here. Interesting, they are all the way near the bottom. Here's my recommendations. I recommend that you ask for a LinkedIn recommendation this way. Reach out to a first level connection whom you have done something to help and ask them this, or this is the way the messaging will go. You might say, "Hi, Bob. I did this project for you," and state what the project is. You did a something you did that was of meaningful value to them. Then say, "I believe that it created this value for you," and then state what the value is. Maybe as I built a house for you, and the value proposition was I built the house under budget and in time, and I exceeded all of you and your wife's expectations. You got to think that way. What did I do? What was the value? Now, and then if you say that to them, and then you can ask them for this help. If you agree that I was able to do that for you, will you write me that recommendation? Very purposely focused on something you did to create value. Those are the most awesome recommendations that you can get. And they'll show up on your recommendations. You'll have to hit the accept to have them show up there. You can always hide them if you want to. Now, what can you do with those recommendations? First of all, being on your profile is one value prop. The second value prop is go to your featured section up here, and you can see I have a recommendation right here. So how did I get that recommendation? You hit this plus right here. You hit add content from your profile, and you say, I want to add a recommendation. Then what you do, it'll bring up the list of recommendations, and you scroll down and you find one of the most impactful, beneficial recommendations you know of. And what you can do is just simply hit featured. And it'll spin there, and then you'll see down at the bottom it added it. And now if I close this out, you can see it's already there. There's a recommendation from Adrian, and there's a recommendation from Chad. That's a powerful way to put those recommendations up top so they're easier for your ideal client target audience, your profile viewer, to see. And if you don't want it there anymore, you hit the pencil right here, and now I can say removed from featured right there, and it's gone. And it might take a moment for it to go away. Sometimes this hangs up and I simply hit refresh, and then I come out of this, and you can see in my featured section, I got rid of that one, and now I only had the chat one. So that's recommendations. Ask for them, get them on your profile, and then consider put them under your featured section, or do a screenshot and put it on your website, et cetera, et cetera. Whatever makes sense for you to be able to, distribute that recommendation content in a very meaningful, sincere, appreciative way. Now let's talk about skills. Skills are completely different. Skills are down here below, probably above recommendations. Actually, they are directly above recommendations. Now you can see each skill gives me some details, and it gives me the number of endorsements. If I hit show all 50, now what you can see under all 50, you can see the number of endorsements. These are just recently added for experimenting, and you can see 16 here, 5 there. Again, the social media consulting, the number of endorsements is hidden. It's down here. Where is it? 4 endorsements for social media consulting. And those are useful. I will offer most people are not going to scroll through your skills to find your endorsements. Some may, most will not. So I really would encourage you to not worry too much about the impact that endorsements can have for you. It could be beneficial, but I don't think it's the greatest efforts that you should be using on LinkedIn. I think I would focus more on recommendations, and I would also focus more on making sure your LinkedIn profile, through all of the areas that you have the ability to add text, make sure you're using those skill words throughout all your content, not just as a list, but in a statement or in some conversation where you can demonstrate the work you have done and the work that you do in context to those skills that you wish you had endorsements for. Recommendations, important, useful. Endorsements, nice and friendly. Using the keywords, the skill words that are related to endorsements throughout all of your content on your LinkedIn profile and beyond, far more powerful. I'm Teddy, your LinkedIn strategist. I hope this is helpful for you.